Libras, June is going to be an ass kicker. Stay tuned to get all the deets. Shalom all, I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to this transformational tarot reading for June for Libra in my aligned Astro chat. And it's all connected to my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life. And today I'm going to be pulling cards from the Heavenly Bloom Tarot deck. And we're also going to pull an overarching theme card from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck as well. So let's get to it. I'm going to just change over my camera here. Bear with me. I'm still getting used to all of the tech and figuring some of this stuff out on my own. All right, so let us start with pulling our overarching theme. And I really feel like the astrology in June for you Librans, and by the way, I'm a Libra rising, so I'm getting a lot of the information and taking a lot of the information on this for myself as well. A lot of the frequency and the energy in June is going to be heightened, a bit frenetic, a lot of energy around driving, pushing, motivation, encouraging you to make decisions. And Libras, sometimes the struggle is real around, do I make the right call? You know, if I choose this, is it the right path? I want to say to you, this is a month where you want to let all of that shit go. And you want to step into, there are no wrong decisions. There are only choices that we are faced with making, experiences that we have as a result of those choices, and what we learn from those experiences that allows us to apply that wisdom moving forward to decide whether or not we want to do it again. And the judgment that we place on it is where we run into the trouble. So let's see what we got. Oh, beautiful. Sacred Mirrors, and it's a 33. So the overarching theme for this month, I feel very much, is on the reflections that we are receiving, the information that we're receiving on the reflections in our relationships, in the people that we are engaging with on a daily basis. And PS and FYI, yes, that can be the people, the chosen people in our lives that we, you know, our friends, our family, our lovers, our coworkers, all that kind of stuff. But it also can indicate those clandestine interactions that we have at the grocery store, at the doctor's office, out walking the dog in the park. There's a lot that's going to be coming up and coming through here in June around that. And I feel like with the 33, which is the ascended master energy, creation energy, it's reminding you that we are all masters to one another. We are all students and teachers at any given time to the people that we interact with. And I feel like this is an invitation to recognize what you're putting out there, what others are seeing, what reflection others are receiving through you, through the interaction with you, as well as what you are receiving through the interaction with that person. What are they sending to you? What are you witnessing and noticing in that regard? All right. So let's start with where you're at right now in your transformational journey. What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? And this is always interesting because, you know, we've been through some crazy, wild times, and it just keeps getting crazier. And I feel like in your current self energy, this is how you're feeling. You're feeling like it's overwhelming, like it's all too much. You're in the nightmare, and then you wake up from the nightmare and you realize, oh, there's just a different nightmare that I'm living in. And it just gets to be, stop the world, I want to get off. And I feel like for you guys, my beautiful Librans, I feel like it's important for you to focus on this card in particular, to focus on these, cube, the Metatron's cube. There's another word for it, and I can Merkaba. Oh my God, my brain is fried. Sorry, too many readings today. You want to focus on these floating Merkabas, because these floating Merkabas are the vehicle through which you can rise out of this human condition of the nightmare, the experiences that are uncomfortable to live with and live through, the heaviness, the sometimes it feels like the inability to stay in your own higher vibrational frequency and energy when everything else around you is shifting and changing, and it all just feels awful and overwhelming and OMG. The 9 is an ending. 9 represents resolution, conclusion to something. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're coming to the end of that nightmare. And the secret is in focusing on where you want to go next and really connecting to the vehicle that's going to get you there, whether it is meditation or maybe a healing modality. Maybe it's just spending a little more time in nature, doing a retreat, a self-awareness retreat. Maybe it's tapping into some creative experiences, creative endeavors. Maybe you're going to throw yourself into learning a new skill, taking a course. Whatever it is, I feel like you want to do it with the intention of understanding that I am putting this nightmarish cycle behind me. It's behind me. And I'm intentionally releasing this and stepping into where am I journeying next. And where am I journeying next is where am I journeying on my soul journey, on my soul level. Where do I want to advance? Where do I want to go and grow? What am I here to learn? I feel like the nightmare is dissolving away, but it's also the idea that I have to endure the nightmare that is also dissolving. There's a level of empowerment that I feel is kind of in your energy right now, and you just don't quite know how to move forward or how to move ahead with it yet. So let's see what's coming up around that. Yeah, so the catalyst, what's fueling or hindering your transformation in June? And is this resistance or is it rocket fuel? And here we have 10 of Wands. How interesting. 10 of Wands keeps coming up in a lot of readings, almost every reading that I've done, and I've done over half of the signs. So, wow, really interesting. Okay, so 10 of Wands is the rewards and the burdens that go with them. And what we are seeing in this particular card depiction is somebody with their back turned to us, a warrior with his back turned to us. What is that saying right now when we're talking about a catalyst? When a door closes, when somebody refuses to engage, when somebody refuses to acknowledge you as a person, when somebody turns their back on you, what are your options? What are your choices? Sacred mirrors, what is that showing you? It's showing you that there is no longer frequency alignment. There's no longer a harmonious vibration here. And I want to say to you, Libras, when this is coming up, the question is not for you to figure out why. It's for you to acknowledge that this is what I'm being shown in my now. This is what is happening. It's happening for a reason. I don't need to ask the why. I just need to acknowledge that this has happened. So when someone turns their back on me, I don't have to try and chase to figure it all out and to heal and fix. And no, I need to say, oh, okay, that door's closed. Let me look for the open door. And I feel like this is source energy. This is spirit and the universe saying to you, hey, we're trying to save you some time. We know you struggle with making some of these choices and you're worried about the right path or the wrong path. So we're making it really easy. Rejection is protection and redirection. And I feel like that's why the 10 of Wands is coming up. And how interesting, 9 and 10. 9 is the ending, 10 is the new beginning based on an already established foundation. So I feel like you don't have to chase the answer here. I feel like the catalyst is coming through to say, we got you. We're going to show you by blocking things, stopping things, making it obvious. And it doesn't have to be painful. And it's not a lesson. It's a redirection. It's a redirection. And for some of you, yeah, it might be a little bit of a protection thing. But I'm actually feeling that on a whole, it's redirection. And it's up to you. You can ask the question why. You can go down the rabbit hole to try and figure it out. But I want to say it's going to be a waste of your time and energy. This is supposed to help you with efficiency. All right, let's get to the deep root of it, the heart of the matter. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this transformation for you in June under the surface? Oh, Six of Swords. How interesting. You are having a difficult time receiving support. And I feel like a big part of this is because you either have always been in the space and the place of being the support provider, or there's a value and worth issue. And, Libras are ruling planet is Venus, right? So Venus is about the value and worth and the beauty of things. And I feel like this is an invitation for you to step into more of that Venus energy, step into that goddess energy. Venus says, I was born to be beautiful. It's Aphrodite. That was the whole purpose of creating her, was to have this beautiful, sex symbol, goddessy, whatever, based on the, sort of based on the myth around it, the legend around it. But she also had brains in her head, right? Like it wasn't only about the beauty. It was the beauty with functionality, with reality in there as well. And I feel like this is the invitation for you to stand in your Venus energy and to stop questioning your value and worth, and instead step into the space of course I'm worthy. Of course I am of value. I want to say law of assumption. Of course this thing that I want is going to happen. It's just a matter of me being open to receiving. I don't know if you guys can see me right now, but like I'm crossing my arms, right? In my little circle up here. I'm crossing my arms. Whenever you meet someone with their arms crossed, that's like somebody who's closed, somebody who's not wanting to engage. They're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to keep some of their energy to them. What I keep seeing for you is opening the heart up wide. And that is what this Six of Swords energy is calling in. You don't realize, because it's on a subconscious level, you don't realize how much of that protection energy is coming up, the wall, or we could say the wall's crashing down. You're not even aware that that wall keeps moving. You're thinking that wall's been dead, done, gone, and over with for a really long time, but it's working behind the scenes. So this, I feel, is the root of it all. And you're going to be stepping into that energy and really trying to learn how to be more open and receptive. And it's not in the obvious ways. I feel like it's in the heart way. And that might simply be having a conversation with your heart and saying, please be open. I'm working on this thing. Please be open with this person. Keep me safe and protected, but keep me open. I'm safe in my vulnerability. Help me to feel comfortable with that vulnerability. Help me to recognize my value and worth in this space and in this state. What's dying away? What part of you is falling away? And what role, pattern, or identity has run its course? Oh, yes. 10 of Cups. It's the ideal, the perfect family, the perfect this, the perfect that. I dislike a lot of times that whole concept of the perfect family, because perfect family has never really been, I want to say, my ideal vision of anything. So I don't always relate to it, but I just say whatever the ideal outcome is for you, that is what this 10 of Cups represents. And when we are talking about the past, we're talking about what's dying away. It's not that the ideal situation is dying away and you're not going to be able to receive that or achieve that. It feels more like you've already been there and done that. And it's about letting that go so that you can create room for a brand new vision. It's time to create 33. It's time to create a new ideal outcome. 10s, new beginnings based on an already established foundation. Using the wand, using the fire energy to create something new. The cup is going to be the vessel that holds the passion, the fire, the wand energy. If you're open to receiving it, right? We're talking about the Six of Swords. If you're open to receiving it, these are all the things that can happen and come through for you. So I feel very strongly in this moment that the Ten of Cups is saying to you, clear the decks, clean the slate, get out of anything and everything that you have known up to this point. Let it all go and get right into your heart space, into the values, what you value, what beauty you want to embody and embrace, and create a new ideal outcome. And that means even if there was something that you just created recently and it just doesn't seem to be fitting or flying, or you feel like you got halfway but not all the way, but you've lost the impetus to move forward, this is the sign to say, let it go and start with something new, because you're ready for the new. And I want to say, some of you, it's because you didn't aim high enough. Right? It's like sometimes we can go all the way, go big or go home. We can choose the thing that we know we're going to hit and we don't have to put a lot of effort. And then there's the thing in the middle that we can choose that says, okay, I'm pretty sure I can reach, like I'm definitely going to be able to reach this part of the goal. I'm pretty sure I can reach this. I'm not prepared to go all the way here. So I'll go with this because it's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm pretty sure I can get there. I want to say this is the invitation to say, no, you chose settling. And the universe says, your guides say, no more settling here. Create the ultimate outcome for you. What is it that you're witnessing and viewing? What is it that you're seeing out in the world? And how can you contribute to that? Go big or go home. Ooh. All right, highest potential. What can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? And this is all about breakthrough energy. Oh, the Emperor. Yes, your own sovereignty. You don't need anyone's permission to do what the fark you want to do. It's a 4, establishment, establishing a foundation, frequency, energy. The Emperor does not really question their choices. They have their advisors, they listen to their advisors, but they literally listen to it only from this is this person's opinion. And I'm going to weigh that accordingly. And ultimately, I'm going to choose what it is that I feel is going to be best for my empire. And I'm not going to have self-doubt around it. I'm not going to criticize it. I'm going to stand in it. And I'm going to stand in it whether it's the right decision, the wrong decision, a good decision, a bad decision. I'm just owning it. Because at the end of the day, I know that things are going to happen that are beyond my control regardless. So let's just see how this plays out. So when we are talking about highest potential, what can rise from the ashes, I feel, is a lot of confidence, a lot of ability to take action steps. And didn't we talk about that earlier? It's not about the right or wrong decision. It's about choosing the path and just seeing where it leads you. There's no right or wrong choice here. And so how does that liberate you from any fears associated with making a wrong choice? If there are no wrong choices to make, then you can stand in your power and be very confident in those choices that you're making. Also, the Emperor, I want to say, brings with it ancient history, ancient wisdom. The Emperor that I'm kind of seeing in my mind's eye, this is an Emperor, who is the son of an emperor, who was the son of an emperor, who was the son of an emperor. So there's a lot of wisdom and knowledge that has been passed down, and it is up to the Emperor to discern what wisdom and experience from their elders, from their successors or predecessors, from their predecessors, they want to use and where they want to deviate from the path. But there's confidence in all of it. And I feel like that is what you're stepping into. Also, there's a particular goal that you have been wanting to put into practice to get to the end of it. You may have even started a little bit. I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of energy to help you get there, but it's going to help you to get there fast. I want to say, especially if it's for your highest and best to close this out so that you can get onto something else, you're going to get a resolve, but you're not going to get a whole lot of time to, I want to say, sort of sit and revel in it. The closure is going to happen. You're going to enjoy it in the moment, and then you're off like a shot with something else. So I feel like the Emperor energy is going to be promoting sort of a quick resolve, if that makes sense. And then we've got what's emerging, what's just around the corner. What energy or experience is coming in to support this next phase? Oh my God, Queen of Cups. I have to tell you, I've been using a different deck for each of the signs, and I keep getting a lot of the same cards from completely different decks. That always tells me that there's a lot of collective energy that is at play here as well, how the collective is affecting each sign. And with this Queen of Cups, when we're talking about that next step and what is just around the corner, what I'm feeling here is what's just around the corner is confidence in how you're feeling about things, confidence in you sitting in your ocean of emotion and recognizing that this actually is a safe place to be. I've done the work to not feel like I have to protect myself all the time, and that I can be in that mode of receiving. And in receiving, I'm also now filling my love cup, and I have enough love, full and overflowing, to be able to give to others. So in this process of receiving, I'm now finding my path and creating a plan around how I can give as a result, tied to this new ideal goal, this new ideal situation or outcome that is coming up and coming through. And I'm doing it with confidence. And maybe my Emperor is having interesting conversation with my Queen of Cups to create a bit of balance. Just because the Emperor is super confident and does this and that and the other thing doesn't mean they don't have feelings. Right? Divine masculine still needs the divine feminine in order to be able to fully realize its truest potential. And I feel like the Queen of Cups is coming through to help you with that. So don't be afraid to go into that ocean of emotion. You don't have to do a scorpionic deep dive. What I feel more here is it's like sipping, like you're thirsty. So you're sipping from the water cup, you're sipping from the water fountain. You can take as much or as little as you need, but it is important to hydrate yourself, I guess is kind of how I would put that. And I feel like Queen of Cups is also in essence the preparation for that particular journey. So this being the next step and what's just around the corner, this is letting you know that there is a next leg of your journey. It's coming up. You're going to have the opportunity to have a little respite, to stock up or to rest up, and then you're going to be moving forward. Queens also bring a lot of stability, safety, security, organization. They also delegate. And I feel like for you, the organization, we just talked about that. You're going to be organizing some things in your life and in your world, but there's a delegation piece as well. Again, this month, you're here to receive, but you're here to receive so that you can give better, right? It's that reciprocity and that give and take. And the Queen of Cups is also preparing you for the fact that you're going to learn how to delegate so that you have more to give and more space to receive for the things that matter most to you. It's shifting your focus rather than being worried about the world at large or being worried about, every single person in your world. You're focusing instead on those that matter and make a difference to you in your life and in your world. Because you're wanting gratification. You're wanting to be able to see the fruits of your labor. You're wanting to know that you matter and make a difference. And Queen of Cups is coming up and coming through to help you with that. Ooh, that's so good. All right, so what part are you playing in this navigation, in this transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Ooh, we have the Devil. I want to say this is about you being the rebel. This is also about you recognizing, am I a rebel with a cause or am I a rebel without a cause? And I feel like that's what's coming up this month in June is it's okay to be a rebel. It's okay to buck the system. It's okay to say, this shit isn't right, or I'm just done with this. I don't want to do it. The challenge is, in essence, kind of understanding your why. Like, are you saying that because doing it is causing you harm? Are you saying you don't want to do it anymore because it's causing you harm? Are you saying you don't want to do it anymore because you're feeling overwhelmed or there's fear involved? Like, you want to kind of understand. If you're a rebel without a cause, I'm going to say to you, maybe reevaluate what's going on, because there might be a bit of distraction going on here. There might be a little bit of defer and deflect on your part, perhaps subconsciously or otherwise, that is avoiding looking at aspects of yourself that need to be seen in order for all of this other stuff to occur. The devil is our shadow work. The devil is our addictions and our vices. And sometimes distracting ourselves from feelings and emotions, from tasks that need to get done, that is definitely shadow work, and it is avoidance. And that's what I keep hearing here, is that the devil card is coming up and coming through, because it really is saying you need to be aware of where you are in avoidance of things that are important for you to see, witness, go through, grow through, and release. So this is an invitation to make sure that you're a rebel with a cause, and it's a cause that works for you on your behalf, and not that you are avoiding something that needs to be addressed. That feels really, really important. Circles of support. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now, positively or negatively? Oh, beautiful. There's another card that keeps coming up. 7 of Wands. So here's the thing. Most people read the 7 of Wands from the perspective of defense. I have to defend myself, or I have to defend someone else. The way I see 7 of Wands in a lot of ways is you have your zone of genius. You have this fabulous wisdom and knowledge that all of these other wand bearers are coming to, because they want to light their flame from your wand. They want the information that you have to give. They want the wisdom. I always see in the 7 of Wands, a thought leader, for example, like Brene Brown. She is that 7 of Wands energy. She gets up there on stage. She's got her wand of wisdom. She ignites everybody. She shines her light, and people come to her because they want that light. They want that energy. They want to know how to get started, or how to move forward, how to get to where she's at, or, whatever the case may be. So the idea here is, I feel like when we're talking about your circles of support, this is people coming to you. What are they coming to you for? What is your zone of genius? Highlight and identify that, and be in focus with that. If someone is coming to you for something that is out of your zone of genius, what I would say is lovingly send them on their way, because ultimately your focus is this new vision. And that new vision, I want to say, doesn't really involve you having to learn something new for somebody else just to be able to be in service to them or to help them. This is about recognizing, I would love to help you out, and the way that I can help you out is by putting you in touch with someone else who can really help you out, because it's not my zone of genius. So really give yourself permission to recognize where it makes sense for you to be able to step up and step in an efficient way, easily, and where it's not your zone of genius, so you don't have to worry about it. A lot of people are going to be coming to you for your wisdom. Be discerning about who you actually can easily impart that wisdom to. Interesting. Okay, now we have our hopes and fears. So what are you dreaming of becoming, and what scares you about actually doing it? 9 of Cups. Yes. Wishes fulfilled. And I want to say to you, this is a hope and a fear. How many people have a fear of success? How many people have a fear of failure? Most people would often say, oh yeah, I have a fear of failure, because that makes the most sense. A lot of people are afraid to fail because, oh my God, the embarrassment, the humiliation, people see it, egg on my face, all the different ramifications. It's harder to understand someone who fears success, because you're thinking, wait a second. No, of course, if you're successful, that's what we want. That's the way to be. I feel like this is for you, Libra, a fear of success. What if I do reach this ideal outcome? I mean, this is big. I've gone big or gone home, right? I've chosen something that I haven't gone for before. I've really stretched outside the box. I've gone and chosen something that I have no idea whether I'm going to get to it or not. Nine of Cups says it is wishes fulfilled. So not only choose the big path, but also step into the space of what success is going to feel like, not what is it going to look like, but what is it going to feel like when you come out the other side, when you feel accomplished, when that wish is fulfilled, when that wish is granted. That is what you want to focus on, because if you focus on the how, it's going to shut this down. And then that fear of success is going to happen. What if I get too big that people don't want to talk to me anymore? What if I get so big that I lose my anonymity? What if I get so big that my insecure mother, who I finally just found some common ground with, decides to kick me to the curb because I've surpassed her? Whatever it happens to be. I feel like the Nine of Cups in that hopes and fears position is saying to you, go with how you are going to feel all of that wonderful energy, the excitement of success, of accomplishment, of I've arrived, of the I matter. I can see how I matter. I can see how my choices have made a difference and what I've built or created is helping. Be in that energy and let go of the rest of it. I feel like that's really, really important. And finally, we are at our outcome. The outcome, who will you be on the other side of this journey at the end of June? What is the result of embracing the full cycle of death and rebirth? Oh, beautiful. You got the moon. I love this card. All of the sort of the gold tattoos and things that she has all over. It's really, really cool. Okay, so if you stay on course, if all of this stuff is where you're at and what you're focused on, what's going to come out, I feel, is the clarity that comes from when you recognize things aren't always what they seem. And then you go behind the curtain to see what actually is transpiring and you receive the clarity as a result. Moonlight is a softer energy than sunlight. It's still light. It still exposes things. It can expose the truth, but sometimes you have to go a couple of layers in order to understand what that truth is. I always talk about this card as Scooby-Doo, oh my God, there's a ghost on the wall of the garage. And then you bravely, tentatively get up there and all of a sudden you notice the wall of the garage, it's a rag on a rake. So it wasn't what you thought it was. And I feel like the moon is really going to give you that courage and that bravery to go beyond what you thought it was going to be, allowing the ideal outcome, the new ideal outcome, to expand and become what it really wants to become, minus your expectation of it. And when we talk about sacred mirrors, I feel like the moon is going to show you some interesting information, especially around the Merkabah. And I just realized there's a Merkabah here, and we've got all of these Merkabahs in the Nine of Swords card as well. So I'm just making that connection. So for those of you who are angel people, I highly recommend, Librans, that you dive into a little Metatron meditation because Metatron's cube is the Merkabah. It's an opportunity for you to kind of have a little bit of an out-of-body experience, be able to oversee and overlook your life, to receive more clarity and guidance. And I feel like that's exactly what the moon energy is about. Yes, I'm going to shed that light, but not everything is going to be super clear until you get a layer deeper into it, until you get closer to the issue. With the sun, it's easy to see. It's more external. You don't have to invest as much. The moon is a little more intimate. So get into the intimacy of it. I believe at the end of the day, Libras, this is what you're craving. You're craving that connection and interaction with something that is deeper, with something that at first glance was not what you anticipated. And now you're pleasantly surprised. There's a new transformation. There's a new perspective, a new approach, a new friend, a new relationship to explore and to uncover the gems of what it can be, that wishes fulfilled energy. But the only way to do that is to choose it and to walk the path. So it's about going big or going home. and witnessing through that journey and the people that you're meeting along the way, witnessing what they're reflecting back to you and recognizing what you are choosing to reflect back to them. That's the key. OMG. So that is your reading for June of 2025. Libras, always great to connect with you. I hope you found something in this transformational tarot helpful. Please, put some interesting comments in there about your journey. Understand I am a Libra rising. I feel very Libran, so this is very fitting for me, and I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. I hope you guys have the most amazing June, and we will definitely see you on the flip side. Transform well.